Abby, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I was at your panel, the panel that you spoke on earlier. Could you share some takeaways from the panel with the audience?
Yeah, of course. It's very interesting. AI is like a new buzzword, so everybody's talking about it. And in multifamily, I think it's one of the industries that's maybe a little bit behind adoption. So we try to talk about, in leasing, which is one of our core priorities in the business, making sure you're leasing, getting those apartments leased. Like, what is it, something tangible that we can be doing today with AI? How do we bring efficiencies? What are some of the solutions? But, I think more importantly is there's a lot of solutions out there. Is what controls are we adding in to make sure that we're making the most out of the AI solution that we bring on board?
What are some things that you guys do at ResProp that I think another operator doesn't necessarily take advantage of when it comes to technology, and especially AI technology?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think we're built different, meaning we've been doing centralization for 6 years. It's been something we feel strongly about. The leasing consultant is the person closing the sales, yet they're the lowest paid employee on site. We've tried to tackle some of that. We have AI tools that we are leveraging that help us answer the phones, helping us answer leads. And then we've also outsourced some of our admin responsibilities. So I feel like we have the trifecta, and all of those have different technology tech stacks that we leverage, just that are unique to those problems that we're trying to solve.
Centralization is like another buzzword besides AI, right? So since you guys have been veterans in doing this 6 years now and counting, I want you to share some painful lessons that you have learned while doing centralization, and some positives, some things that really work for you guys.
Yeah, no, look, we launched a little bit before COVID, and we knew that there are some efficiencies to be done on site. There's the mindset of the person you're hiring on site. They should be salespeople, but salespeople are not always great admin people. There's just different mindsets. So we knew we wanted to do something. We decided to centralize our collections, like resident collections and delinquency. The way we built it, we just had too many hands-on, exchanging of responsibilities between what the centralized team was doing and what the team on site was doing. Meaning we would handle resident notices centrally, but knocking on door, that has to be somebody on site. So the exchange of responsibilities, it was just too much of responsibilities going back and forth between the on-site team and the centralized team, and that created bottlenecks. So when we looked at the process, we were like, the process is actually not better. Our collections have improved maybe slightly, not as much as we wanted to, and we complicated our process instead of just kept it with one person. So I would say collections was the first one we tried, and then while we were doing that, we launched our renewal process centrally. We've been doing centralized renewals. We are averaging roughly 60% renewal and retention across our organization. There's some submarkets that are struggling more than others, but as an average, 60% renewals. And we handle from the renewal notices to the surveys, if you're happy or not happy, to sending you the contract, to signing, all of the aspects of renewal. So then it simplifies the workflow and makes it easier for the team on site to see the value and not the pain of having to go back and forth with the central team. So I would say renewals has been one that's been going great for us. Bad debt recovery, which is one that's honestly very forgotten sometimes. You turn in your key and you're out the door, and not a lot of management companies come back to those residents and follow up, make sure the money comes back to the property. So we have a team that handles that, and then we have a structure around our leasing as well. So I would say those three really strong. Collections didn't go that great for us, but I'm sure.
You're in charge of the centralized services for your company.
Yeah.
What other services besides the ones that you just mentioned you're overseeing that are centralized?
Yeah, so I have resident facing, so I walked you through the renewals, the formers, the leasing aspects, and then we have an affordable housing branch that we've launched as well. So 2.5 years ago, we wanted to explore affordable housing. I spent hours understanding it as well, and I'm proud to say that we have a team that's able to oversee multiple properties in affordable housing and complete file reviews in-house without having to outsource them. And that's been an advantage for us because we've seen that sometimes when you're outsourcing some of the file reviews, you might lose some details needed. And in affordable housing, compliance is very important. So having a core group of people that is like able to oversee multiple units has been super successful and allowed us to like really grow. And then we have our marketing. Our marketing also has an admin branch where we make sure our specials are all up to date across all the websites. So little things like that, you know, traditionally you would have, I mean, we have 90 plus properties. So very easy, you can have one property that has the wrong phone number or something that's outdated. So those audits, having a team that's central at a cadence, like auditing all of these different things, I call them checklists, but I feel like checklists are back. We should maybe make checklist school again or something.
Are all these processes automated, or are they humans involved in like manually checking, inputting data?
So it's 50-50. So we have it to where the system tells us what needs to be checked, and then you have a human go and verify it. And sometimes it's on purpose that we built it that way because we know that AI is still not perfect. So there's some areas we would want to like improve, some arbitrary decisions. We still have some sort of decision making in a lot of those.
Abby, since you're mainly a third-party management company, what are the things that keep your clients up at night?
I think, wow, it's a really good question. I think right now, occupancy, making sure properties are occupied. Look, we are in a place, and I'll speak to some of our more dense markets like Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, where over the last 4 years, rents have skyrocketed because a lot of people were moving to these submarkets. And right now, there's like a correction happening, but we have some of the properties out there that, you know, the budgets were written and the underwriting was done 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So they're very aggressive goals in occupancy, in rents and asking prices. And we're also competing now with, you have a conventional property competing with an affordable property and potentially with a lease up that's offering great incentives. So now you have like 3 competitors and you're probably in your same sub-market, and it's very challenging to differentiate yourself. So as owners, we're talking more and more about their assets and making sure we're having those tough conversations around their occupancy goals, their rent asking prices, the needs to reforecast as needed as well.
If I was a potential client and we have a conversation about possibly giving you business, I'll ask you this question, so please answer. Why ResProp?
Look, we are nimble as a management company, but we have a small mind, like we want to operate and we want to customize it for you. So we are not the management company that's going to force you to use what we have. We're going to ask you what you need. What are your goals? What do you want to get from your asset? We want to make sure our values align. We'll talk through those. And then we want to make sure culture, people are top priority. So we definitely value your asset. We'll make sure we have those tough conversations as well. Yeah, I think those are some of the little things that, and then we're non-traditional as well with some of our operating procedures.
Abby, what are some things that get you excited for the next 6 to 8 months, and then between now and the end of 2026 maybe, when it comes to multifamily, and when it comes to, you know, the DFW market in particular, because that's where we are today?
Yes, construction's picking up again. I think there's a lot of opportunity that's coming. I see a lot of owners that are having to get creative with how they finance their properties. So I feel like for me, what gets me excited is to be able to offer them a solution for some of those. It's exchanging ideas and saying, like, what are you trying to do? We do have maybe consultants that can help with some of these things. We know how to operate mixed assets where you have some conventional, some affordable. We can make it complicated, we can make it very easy for you. So I think it's being able to offer solutions for them. And then also a lot of BI solutions out there. Owners are talking about that a lot. It's us being able to like offer potential ability for them to like track and monitor their assets in real time has been something that like gets me excited. And I think over the next year, hopefully a lot more growth. in the market and more units that we would love the opportunity to manage.
Abby, thank you so much for taking the time with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you for having me.